All right, let's get to guest number two, a returning guest on the show, representing the 502, Louisville, Kentucky. What up? He's got a new record out right now, and it is entitled The Road to Hell is Paved with Good Intentions. He's one of my good friends. He comes to Lexington every now and then doing his thing, and he's going to be doing his thing on August the 7th at Louisville to with a band and some fellow local artists. I'm joined with the man himself, Mike Bandanna. How's it going, my friend?
Yo, it's going good. It's going good. What's up, Kenny?
I'm good, man. Great to have you back on and catching up with you. How you feeling these days, man?
Man, honestly, pretty good. Pretty good. I feel like, life, especially with the past 2 years, has been a lot of up and downs, but this past couple months and years, honestly, been way, way high up. So I've been feeling good.
That's encouraging to hear. You've definitely been putting out some songs for the last year or so, and now you have
Yeah.
this record. It's entitled "The Road to Hell is Paved with Good Intentions." It's got 7 songs
Yeah.
on there. Um, do you consider this an album or do you consider it an EP? How would you describe it?
Yo, I mean, honestly, lately I've been trying to steer away from saying albums because I don't know. I've been one of those people who's like, I mean, from artists I've learned from and everything, that I usually consider albums like the project that I think is like, yo, this is standing the test of time type. So I avoid using album, but I mean, honestly, the way things have been progressing for me, I think I would call this one an album. More so because I feel like I'm at a place now where I'm really proud of what I'm making, and I think I have a lot to say that I think, you know, I feel like where you're at, or really just even audience, for example, like doesn't necessarily testament whether it's an album anymore. It's just, do you feel your project is, is it capable? And I think this one is. So yeah, I'll probably call it an album.
Cool, cool, and I enjoyed this album. Um, I
I
definitely see
appreciate that.
some. I definitely see some growth in you. You definitely have evolved. You're expanding a bit. I see you perform, the usual hip hop set, and I've also seen you perform with a full lit band. So you definitely
Yeah.
showing some variety, some versatility in your part. And every time with Mike Bandana and his band get together, it's going to be a lit set. So it's I seen
Yeah.
it, I seen it myself, and I know a lot of people will agree with that. So having said
I
all
appreciate
that,
that.
what made you decide to name this "The Road to Hell is Paved for Good Intentions"? What's the meaning behind that lengthy title?
I'm alright. I mean, honestly, I really got into. I mean, I've been in for a bit, but I really got into music reviews. Like, during the whole COVID, because I mean, everybody's indoors, everybody just has a bunch of content they just, taking in. So I just like got onto YouTube more often, and I was just seeing people just reviewing albums and stuff. And shout out to Lost in Vegas, these two dudes who always review albums, and they just said it during one of the reviews. They were just like commenting on an artist's. I forgot who it was, but they commented on an artist's track and was just, talking about how it highlights, this is everything. You may want something, but it doesn't always mean, you were trying to go for it or achieve it. It means you're going to bring about good results. And then he said, the whole idiom, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And right when he said it, it just clicked with me. And it just reminded me of like when I first started releasing these singles. Do or Die was the first one. I feel like I really was like, all right, I just want to do singles. And it was that song that really just highlights this concept that, pursuing fame or pursuing just popularity, even just pursuing like a career in music. You want all these things, you want all these goals to come of it, but as comes with everything, there's negative sides to it as well, and it just to me highlights the fact that you want something and you pursue it, but you don't always get the best results from it. So I just like to talk about that. I feel like a lot of people can relate in life, just living that you want good things in life, or you just have these good intentions that you just strive for, but you don't always get the positive results that you want, and sometimes it can be negative, or sometimes it's just not what you expected. But I just want to make a project that kind of highlighted that and just talked about the pursuit itself. And you may not get what you want out of it, but at the same time, that pursuit itself is what makes the journey itself what it is.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And we all been through hell at some point of our lives. Hell,
Yeah,
we've been through hell
yeah,
last year with the pandemic. With the restrictions, the mask mandates, and social unrest, just all types of things that's happening. Music
yeah,
industry literally got shut down for a while,
completely.
and just not just quote unquote mainstream music, but music altogether, independent unsung artists that had so much plans, just going on tour, performing. It literally got shut down, and we all wonder when we'll get back to some sort of normalcy. And,
Yeah,
2021 looks a bit more encouraging. We're still dealing with this pandemic, but at least with some science and obvious things that's out there, people can, feel a little comfortable getting back to doing some of the things that they love. And for me, getting back to seeing live music again just definitely helped
yeah,
me through some trying times. So, and I look forward to seeing you back to Lexington. I know you got a big show coming up at Louisville on August the 7th. We'll definitely get to that in a
yeah,
bit. You mentioned Casey Powell. He's on the album. He's on the opening track, Do or Die. I see you got some
yeah,
fellow hip hop heads on this record as well. Shout out to Fred C out
yeah,
of Lexington. And shout out to Els Bentley. He's also from Kentucky. I know he relocated to Georgia, but he's still one of us. He ain't
yeah.
forget about us. So shout out to Els. What was it like collaborating with Fred and Els for this project?
That's dope. I'm glad you shout them out. Shout them out to them for real. Cause I mean, honestly, those always been homies of mine, and especially like you said, just doing the shows. I've grown to just kind of be cool and honestly just respect and understand other people's art. Cause I mean, there's a lot of people coming up. What I mean? And some get the luxury of breaking the mold or traveling more often. Like I was blessed to be one of the artists able to travel outside the city, but those are I've always been two of the artists that like I've always whenever I got to work with shows and performing with them, they've always showed out. They've always made a presence, and I've always admired that. And also some of the people that I look to when I'm like, all right, whenever I do a show, I got to make sure I bring my A game because I know these artists are out here doing the same. So naturally, when I was in a position, I was like, I feel like, you know, we need some features. We need some people to connect with on the album. Those are really the first people that I reached out with about it. And I mean, again, with, COVID, a lot of things has been just digital and just emailing and texting and talking just through the phone about it. But I think it was dope that we could do that, but just already having that connection and that mutual respect that we were able to build some tracks just over wave like that and connect on them and still make them sound cohesive and make them work. I think that's really too a testament to just how crafty and how skillful those artists are, and just that we were already cool to begin with. So yeah, it was a great experience. It made me honestly more keen to want to open up to doing features and stuff because typically I don't do as much, but there's a lot of artists doing a lot, and I think now more than ever is the perfect time to connect Because even though we've been in the house, we're also in a position. I mean, we got Harlow, we got ESTG, we got 2K Baby, we got people from Kentucky who are making waves. Els Bentley and Fred C. both honestly are making waves. You know, Els down in Georgia and Fred C. even doing stuff in New York. That it's like, Kentucky's expanding, so it's the perfect time to start working and building each other up and getting each other to where we need to be. So whenever these opportunities start coming, everybody's ready for them.
Yeah, you hear that, people? Kentucky, we are making noise right now. We are more than horses, bourbon, and basketball for crying out loud. And granted,
For
we
sure.
we have such a versatile music scene that's happening right now, and people may not know it now, but they're gonna eventually know for the next few years. Kentucky just gonna keep getting better and better, and more of these artists gonna get these opportunities and breakthroughs, and I'll be happy for everyone that's able to break through and get this sets out there, an artist like yourself. So I definitely feel like when it comes to the Louisville cats and girls, you definitely on deck. Someone that's, you have something going. You got a good fan base. You got a good team around you. You got good people around you, and you're on the right path, man. And I believe Mike Bandanna going to be one of the next names that people will know from Louisville, that mainstream is going to recognize. So I look forward to that day, indeed.
I appreciate that
So,
stuff, man.
so August the 7th, you got a big show coming up at the Flamingo
Yeah.
Lounge. Shout out to Sweet Boy on the ones and twos, Jonesy.
Shout out Jonesy, sweet boy.
Sweet
The
Boy.
coldest. He's the coldest.
Yeah, he's cold blooded, man, no doubt about it. You also got Youngs, Don B, Trap King Kai, and
Yep.
someone else is on that bill. Who else is performing that night?
So I do got a special guest uh, who's going to be showing up, musically special guest. He's going to be showing up during my set. And I don't want to get too much away for those listening. But I mean, if you listen to the album, you know who I ride with. Then you could probably narrow it down to a couple of names. And then I got who became a good friend um over the quarantine is Steven Beezer. I think I'm saying his last name right, Beezer.
Yeah.
But he's actually the artist who did all of the cover art and style art for what I've been doing for the album, for all the singles that we've been doing, and even some of the like freestyles that we've had. Yeah, he did all the cover art for it. And so he's a visual artist and comic book artist, and he has prints. He actually has a comic on webtoons.com. If you don't get a chance to watch it or go see it, it's called Trash City. And yeah, he's dope. I mean, everything he's ever created is dope. He's done some placement work for DC Comics. He's done some just cover art for other magazines, including Marvel as well. He just has his hand in everything, and he's from Kentucky as well. So I had to connect with him, and he really made everything I made into his own world. So I'm gonna have him come out, and he's gonna have some prints as well and stuff too for people who are interested. But I thought people should meet him. He's one of those dudes that like I'll go cool with him. So he's one of those guys like if I'm gonna be out solid face in the public, he's one somebody that I want people to meet and be like, this is one of the faces behind the vision that allowed everything to be what it is now. So, but yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, so Flamingo Lounge, August the 7th, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. at Louisville, Kentucky.
Yep.
Check it out. And this is going to be the first time that Mike will get to, and his band, we get to perform some of the tracks off the album. So go, if you're in the Louisville area, come through, support some local cats, and enjoy some local music. And you'll get your money's worth. I've seen these cats perform, so trust me, you won't be disappointed. And with this incredible art that you have, with the comics, you know, very, very, very comic book esque, you know,
Yeah.
I honestly think, man, like you got your own style. So you got the red mask, the red and black mask. There's no artist
Yeah.
in Kentucky that I know that walks the mask, at least the way that you do. You got the mask, you go with that, and I feel like, man, am I sensing that Mike Bandana might find himself getting into not just comics, but maybe creating some comics books? Dare I say down the road one of these days? Like, are we gonna get some Mike Bandana comic books in the future? That's what I'm asking.
Word. I mean, nah, man, it's definitely been in the talks, been in the workings. I mean, honestly, last year for sure for me was a lot of planning, a lot of creating, and really deciding on where to take the brand and what to do with everything that I'm doing. And it took a lot of time to really think about it. But yeah, I mean, I definitely it's something that I want to do, and I'm learning the more and more as I'm progressing and experiment with everything that you are your only limitation. You know what I mean? Like if you find the people who can help, find the people who help develop the vision and what you want to create, then it's definitely possible. So I wouldn't say no to it. Let me say that.
Well, at least there's been some talks about it. At least we have a conversation, at least, or some thought into
Right.
it. Obviously, with the comic books, it's different. To recording an album takes a lot of input, takes a lot of storytelling, obviously. But at least we got
Yeah.
something here. But until then, you can check out this record. The road to hell is paved with good intention. That may be one of the most thoughtful album titles you will ever hear throughout this year, locally or mainstream. Are you not going to get an insightful title of an album than that? The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Because
You tell.
I almost sound like a motivational speaker right now, but I'm not gonna get a little too deep into that and lose people's minds over that. But it is an incredible album. Go check it out. Casey Powell's on there, Fred C's on there, Els Bentley is on there, and go enjoy the album. And while you enjoy the album, go to the Flamingo Lounge on August the 7th from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. and check out Mike and Jans and Trap King Kai and some special guests will also be a part of the show. Mike, man, it's a pleasure having you back on the show. I'm glad that everything's doing well for you. And thanks for your time, man. Thank you for your support. And appreciate chatting with you again, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. You're always a real one, so I'm always glad to give my time to you, man. I appreciate it.
All right, man. You enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Appreciate it. You be easy, bro.
All right, goodbye.